and I found out that they got in trouble with the law. I found out so much stuff, and I was like, why didn't I trust my instinct earlier? Hey guys, it's me, your friend, Miss Spicy X, and you're back on the Spicy X channel. And today we're going to be doing True Story Tuesday. Cue the intro. True Story Tuesday. True Story Tuesday. True Story Tuesday. Okay guys, I know I mentioned in my 4,000 subscriber video that it's been really hard for me to remember things that and stories that I wanted to tell. So ignore that. Before we go any further, please help support me, my channel. Link is in the description below. Get your 4 free stock. And if you decide I don't want to do any free stock, Spicy, you can always do the other things that I have in the description down below to help support my channel. You can give me $1. That would be nice. $1 would be great. And that would also help out my channel. And with that said, let's get to the true story. So guys, I wanted to talk to you about how I quit my job. I quit my job, but not my current job. I may have clickbaited you just a little bit. I quit my job as a bill collector. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about being a bill collector. Being a bill collector had been both a blessing and a curse at the same time. What I mean by that is that it's a blessing because you're taught all these skills, you're taught exactly what to, you're taught all these things that not a normal, regular, day-to-day person would ever know when it comes to using the internet and how to find people who are in debt. And then it's a curse because it's like you take that home with you and then you use those same tactics on people that you know. And you end up getting disappointed. But let's not get into that. Let's just go into why I decided to become one in the first place. So I had a really terrible job before that. I worked as a call center agent for a specific satellite company, which I will not name any names because I don't want this to come back and bite me for legal purposes. So we're gonna keep that quiet. And you people in the Philippines who are watching this, you may know exactly who I'm talking about, and when it comes to this specific satellite company, you may have worked for them. You may have even been my coworker. We may have talked on the phone. Who knows? But what I do know is that those people were really rude. So let's just... Anyways, they were really rude. I quit that job because of that. We had to take so much abuse. And like I said, if you do still work for that company in the Philippines, you know exactly the verbal abuse I'm talking about. Americans can be crazy about their TV. It's stupid, right? So I had enough. I quit that job. They didn't pay that much. You just can't make me take all that abuse and not give me more money and make me do more extra jobs and selling your stupid cell phone product. Come on, I just quit. Not impulsively, obviously, but I gave my 2-hour notice because I was about to start my next job literally the next day. And I, decided to do that. And I'm not going to say exactly what bills I collected, and I'm not going to say exactly how we found people. Just in case there are some American people watching this video who are in debt and they're trying to be a professional debtor, I'm not going to help you. You need to pay your bills. Once this whole virus thing is over, pay your bills. That's exactly how you get the creditors to stop calling. And I've seen some really bad advice on YouTube where it says, don't pay collectors. Don't listen to them. It's all fun and games until you wake up one morning and 15% of your paycheck is garnished. Because you know why? A bill collector found where you work. And I'm not going to exactly tell you why or how they find out, but they're going to find out. And that was the name of the game. You find out where these people work, their wages get garnished. And because I had so much anger towards the people that I worked, the customers that I had before, I carried that anger with me into collecting, and I took it out on every one of them. and a bunch of people's paychecks were cut by 15%, and I had made sure of it because the company would give you extra money for everyone who you did that to. So I was like always first or second place when it came to that, because I had so much anger and I wanted revenge. Used to be vengeful, I'm not anymore. But then I quit because I found my memories, and I blame this also for my memory loss. I blamed collecting for 2 years on having memory loss, being not as empathetic anymore. I did go through a huge personality change like they told me that I would. They even offered counseling because they said, hey, y'all are all gonna change, y'all aren't gonna be the same. And I did change. I will say that I did change. This job did change me. I went from, you could step on my foot and I wouldn't say anything, to, if you step on my foot now, I'm gonna tell you that it hurt. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna speak up. Yeah, I did change. In some positive ways, and then there were some negative changes, and yes, I've seen those negative changes and I've reversed that, finally, from not being a bill collector anymore. So my memory was so bad, I remember, that I would forget little things. I would leave something, you know, in one spot, and then I would forget about it. And I would be like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And I would forget about it. And I would just get so angry at myself. I was hard on myself when it came to little things like that. But now that I officially ended up quitting because the CARES Act, which is an act that was signed by the president. I know that none of you, my viewers from the Philippines, you probably don't even care about this, and that's okay. This is all, you know, American politics stuff. What it did was it would prevent people like me who was working as a bill collector from collecting, because nobody was making any money because everybody lost their jobs due to coronavirus. Majority of people here lost their jobs because of coronavirus. And so it prevented me from doing anything. And so with that, they started furloughing people, which means laying people off. Meaning you no longer have a job because we no longer have business. Go collect your unemployment. I ended up being one of the cuts. I was on the top 20 because I was doing really well. Then as months went by, on July, they were like, okay, you did not make it this cut. We have other people who are, they didn't say it like that, but this is, you know, they try to say it in the nicest way. We have people better than you, who are thriving better than you. Bye. So sorry. You no longer have a job for now, but you can come back once this is all over. And I had made up my mind already. I ended up getting a different job somewhere else, and I quit. And I even told the human resource lady who called me, and she wanted to offer me another job there, much lower paying, and I was like, no, I'm working at this other place and they're paying me way more than what you're gonna offer me. I quit. I literally said I quit. I was like, no, I quit. Once I quit bill collecting, I was back on my feet again. I was no longer stressed out, because it was very stressful. Every time I was on the phone, I had to literally watch everything that I said. Any if, and, but. And we had this really ridiculous script. It was like over, let's just say it was over 1,000 words long. You had to say it word for word. If you messed up with an if, and, but, or period, and you missed it, you have to be really good at English, very proficient. If you're not, this job is not the job for you. I mean, that job was not the job for you. 100% proficient at English and Spanish if you wanted to do Spanish calls. I only did the Spanish verification. I never did the actual Spanish call. I found that a little too advanced for me at the time. But I did verify things in Spanish, and I would come on the phone as I would call myself half Spanish rep. And if you messed up, you got in trouble. So you had to be careful. Don't read it fast, read it slow. It was really ridiculous. Very stressful, very tense. Each one of the 50 states of the United States of America had their own law. You didn't abide by that law, you were in trouble. Little things like that. And I remember watching that Jollibee commercial. I can't remember which one it was. Oh, Anniversary, where she's getting, you know, chewed out. Like, what are we gonna do? Blah, 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 blah. Like I said, I can relate to that. I've been pulled into the office a few times. I don't cry. I've never cried at this job. The only time I almost cried was when I was having a hard time with almost losing my mother, and I had to go to work. And the boss was like, so how was your day? And I was like, it was fine. And I was trying so hard not to cry. And he was like, you know, I was like, you know, it hasn't been the best day. Because my mom was in the hospital. And he's like, okay, well, what's wrong? And I was like, oh, nothing. I can't talk about it. Because if I would have talked about it, I would have just burst into tears. I know I would have. But now she's better. Just so y'all know. Anyway, so I ended up quitting. I decided that I don't ever want to go back to bill collecting. Because, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. It was a huge blessing because it's kept me out of being near people who are nothing but trouble. Because what do you do whenever there's somebody... I know, I don't want to come off as judgmental. Like I said, this isn't the judgment channel. But, you know, it's helped me stay out of trouble with people who you find out are trouble. When I know that there's somebody who's trying to come into my life, and I only made this mistake one time, like I said in my last video, with that one person who I let into my life, that I shouldn't have let into my life. Had I skipped out this name, and we call it skip tracing, collector terms, skip tracing, it's whenever you browse the internet, you find somebody. I'm not going to say exactly how, because I don't want people who are in debt to hide. I want you to pay. And, you know, it's when you browse the internet, you find out everything about somebody. Where they eat, where they sleep, where they've been, where they're going to go the next day. Pretty much, had I known that person's full name, well, I did know that person's full name. Not until like a month later, because they wouldn't tell me. That's a red flag. They're hiding something from you. And once I learned the full name and I was missing that person who was not good, I ended up skipping them out. And just so you know, I forgive this person, so don't think that I'm bitter. I ended up skipping them out, and I found so much bad things. Had I known to, had I gone with my instinct, because I was like, maybe I should type in this name, maybe I should do these things that I was, you know, taught to do. And I would tell myself that, but I didn't do it. Not until the very end, after everything was said and done, and we were completely done, and I wanted to go back to this person. I know, really stupid, huh? But this is what prevented me from going back. So this was my blessing, but my curse. I skipped out their name, and I remember finding all this stuff about them. In trouble with the law, and not only that, but a spouse from a different country who was living in Madrid was trying to get a divorce from this person, and they got married in Cuba. And I saw it and my heart sank, and I saw that document and it said, this decision is failed. And I was like, so they didn't grant the divorce, and this person had been trying to get involved with me this entire time and took advantage of me. Wow. And then I completely stopped missing that person. And I found out that they got in trouble with the law. I found out so much stuff, and I was like, why didn't I trust my instinct earlier? This was after I quit being a bill collector. I was like, I should have done this from the beginning, from the get-go, and I beat myself up over it, but I don't anymore. You know, I'm past it, but it's a blessing and a curse. Blessing because you can do these things, you can find out things. Curse because sometimes you'll disappoint yourself by the things that you find, and it hurts. The truth hurts, but sometimes the truth needs to be said in order to learn. And I learned. Anyways, guys, that is my story of why I quit being a bill collector. And also, in the description below, there's a link to support me. Go ahead and click it. Help me out. Help out my channel. You can invest in your free stock. And like I said, if you decide, I don't want to invest in the free stock, but here's $1 spicy, that would be great too. You can also do that, and it's in the description down below. And with that said, I hope that you all have a good day, and if not, I hope it gets better. And don't forget to eat something spicy because your mom told you to. Have a nice day.